Hi, I'm Laurel and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then I am so happy that you found me. I post new fashion and lifestyle videos every single week. So if you enjoy this one, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 5,000 subscribers. So if you could help a girl out, that would absolutely make my day. But today I'm going to be talking about what to wear in 2022 to stay current and on top of trends. But just remember to wear whatever you want. No judgment here. This video is specifically probably most of the things that I'm gonna personally wear for myself from the trends that I've seen all throughout social media and the runways. So just remember that everybody has their own style. Your style is yours, and choose whatever you wanna wear from this trends video. If you don't like some of it, then you don't have to wear it. Nobody's forcing you. Be unique and wear what you want. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with what to wear in 2022. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna be talking about, since it is currently January and it is still the winter time, fun winter accessories. I think this year we're really playing with a lot of winter accessories. So fuzzier hats, fur hats. I'm talking about oversized chunky scarves as well that we've seen last year during the fall season. Everybody was wearing and buying oversized chunky knit scarves, which I am 100% for because I definitely think it is practical, it's useful, and it keeps you warm. Plus, it is super cute. Another thing that I've been seeing a lot lately that I'm personally not into, but I've seen so many people wearing it, it's the balaclavas. I think it's definitely practical. It definitely will keep you warm. I just don't find myself wearing it, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't really like the look of it, but I've personally been seeing it through influencers and certain YouTubers here who have styled it their own way, and I honestly think it's cute on them. Another fun winter trend is the Russian hats, which I absolutely love. I actually got one for Christmas from my dad, and it's super fuzzy. It literally will keep your head warm. I was actually wearing it when I was shoveling snow, and it kept my head super warm, and I was actually sweating. So it's definitely very practical and useful for those very cold winter snow days. Also, fur trimmed hats and fur trimmed gloves. I think a lot of fur anything is huge for 2022. So if you could get your hands on anything fur lined, whether that's your winter accessories or your boots, honestly, it's useful for the winter season. So it's definitely going to keep you warm. Plus, you will look super cute and on trend. Okay, the next thing that I think everybody should be wearing in 2022 are funky prints. So funky 60s mod prints have been honestly becoming popular since the start of the pandemic. Everybody was just really expressive with their style, and we've seen so many retro prints, geometric prints, flower power prints, fun abstracts, different color combinations, all of that. I think it's all gonna come into play in 2022, and we've already seen so many brands having their own versions of funky flare pants, funky jackets, like any funky printed item. I think is going to be very popular still in 2022. I think it's just really fun to just play around with different patterns and prints, and it can definitely be the statement piece of your whole outfit. So if you're thinking about diving into that, I think now is the perfect time because so many brands, and you can also thrift so many brands. So I think it would be the perfect time to kind of play around with it and play around with your style. Okay, this next one is 70s faux fur coats. So I'm talking fur lined, feather trimmed, or a full-on fur long coat. I think fur trim coats have been popular for a very long time. I definitely see the 70s aesthetic like resembled from this trend, and we definitely saw a big bloom from it with the Sax Pots like leather fur trimmed coats in so many colors, and we've obviously seen so many brands, you know, make their own versions, but I personally think you can find the best like fur coats at the thrift store. There are so many thrift stores that are selling fur-lined coats, fur-lined leather coats, full-on fur coats, and they're so much better quality, and you are being sustainable, and you're giving these clothes a whole new home. These vintage fur coats last so much longer than the ones you'd probably buy from Shein or from Forever 21. Fur coats in general are gonna be around for a very long time. I think the 70s really made an influence in our fashion. Okay, this next thing, I've mentioned it in I think my past two videos, but metallics. So if you want to stay current, but you don't want to fully wear anything glittery or sequins, you think that's too extravagant and too much for like an everyday kind of fit, I think liquid, like satiny metallics are the perfect way for you to stay current and on top of trends and still be modern. Anything of the metallics, whether you want to wear, you know, rhinestones, glitter, or sequins, or if you just want to stick a little bit more on the safer side with the liquid satin, anything in that category is the perfect way to stay current in 2022. Okay, next up we have jumpsuits. So I put this as a category of jumpsuits because I know I mentioned in my trends predictions video that I think catsuits are gonna be in for 2022, and I definitely still believe in that. But if you're not into the whole skin tight, body hugging, super slimming silhouette of a catsuit, I think jumpsuits overall are gonna make a comeback in 2022, but I think we're gonna see it in a more retro style. I'm seeing like a button down kind of 70s kind of fit with the flared pants or any sort of jumpsuit. I think it's gonna be big in 2022. You have one outfit already and you're good to go. You're ready to go out for your day. You don't really have to try with jumpsuits. You can obviously dress it down or dress it up. You can go for a more casual route if you want to dress it down with some sneakers, or if you want to go out at night, dress it up with some heels or some cute boots. So definitely consider wearing jumpsuits in 2022. They are still super fashionable and they are the perfect addition for any modern closet. Okay, next up we have cutouts. Now cutouts, it's been a part of mainstream fashion for decades now, so it's nothing new. But in 2022, we've seen it in a more unique way, especially with the rise of these subversive basic trends. So we're gonna see cutouts in a more asymmetrical, more DIY sort of situation, and I honestly think it's unique. I love cutouts on anything. I think a little like peak of skin is super sexy to me, and I think it's super cute. I also have a feeling that in 2022, because of the subversive basics trend, we're gonna see more like futuristic cutouts, just cutouts that don't really make sense. Again, I only like cutouts when it comes to tops. I think it's really unique and different in that way. I'm not really big on the cutouts for pants, but again, still really unique, still different, and we're still gonna see a lot of cutouts in 2022. So any sort of cutouts, I think you will still be trendy and on top of current trends. Okay, next up we have gloves. So gloves have just been making a comeback. I feel like it made a comeback in late 2021 with the opera glove, and I'm honestly such a big fan of this trend. I personally don't have any for myself just because it's a trend. You know, I don't think it's gonna stick around for that long, but I am all for it, and I love like the dresses with the opera gloves. I've seen on Emily in Paris season 2, she wore motorcycle like leather fingerless gloves. I think gloves in general are gonna be a thing in 2022. Like, it's still gonna be very popular for the remainder of 2022. I think it's super cute. It's so elegant and chic, and I think it's fun for like nights out with friends, if you have an event, or if you're the birthday girl and you just want to look classy and elegant and chic. I love gloves, and we've definitely saw a rise from it because obviously with the pandemic, we've seen gloves come into play, but now it's more fashion gloves, and there's gonna be different textures like lace and so many different styles of gloves that I feel like is gonna be introduced throughout the year, which I am so not mad at. So if you definitely want to dabble into this trend, I think it's the perfect way to stay current. So if you have any fun events, or if you just want to dress up and look cute for your Instagram, I think throwing in a pair of opera gloves or lace gloves is cute. Okay, next up we have hair bows. So this one I didn't even mention in my trends predictions video, but I did mention the whole ballerina aesthetic because of the comeback of ballet shoes. The whole ballerina aesthetic I think is also gonna follow with that trend, and with that trend I think we're gonna see hair bows come into play. And throughout these past couple of years, we've been really having a lot of fun with the hair accessories. We saw claw clips, we saw those big like what are those big clips, you know, like the 90s clips, just clips in general. Basically, we were really into just a bunch of hair accessories, even scrunchies. It's still a huge thing, but now I think we're gonna introduce like big cute hair bows, and I've seen it already from Ariana Grande and from Dua Lipa. I think it's super cute and girly. It does take play from the whole ballerina aesthetic, and I think we're gonna see tulle dresses and tulle skirts, like the tulle fabric in general, and lace, all of that sorts. Tights, leg warmers are also a trend because of that whole ballerina aesthetic. I think if you want to stay current, any of the things that I've mentioned, hair bows, you know, tights, tulle dresses, leg warmers, you will still be trendy. And speaking of lace and tulle dresses and tights, I think the whole romantic aesthetic is gonna be one of the big trends in 2022. So think velvet, just like velvet dresses, velvet tops, anything velvet. I think it's gonna be huge in 2022. So that's just like my own personal prediction as well. Also just romantic fabrics. So we're gonna see a lot of lace. We've already seen feathers, like feather trimmed everything in 2022. And honestly, I'm all for it. I love like the whole feather look. So I call it the romantic aesthetic because all of these fabrics that are gonna be, you know, huge in 2022 are just very sexy and feminine and just romantic. Like there's no other way for me to describe it other than that word. So yeah, any one of those fabrics, you will be on top of trends. Okay, so next up we have elevated loungewear. We saw the rise of like sweat sets and pajama sets and all of that, all those sorts. Anything comfort was in it for us. But I think in 2022, we're gonna still stick with the whole comfort is key situation, but I'm saying elevated in a way that we could wear these lounge sets or pajama sets out in public and still look good, still look fashionable, still look chic and stylish. So elevated loungewear is basically just a 2-in-1. You can sleep in it or you can go out in it. It's just the best of both worlds. Okay, last but not least, this isn't anything new, but statement tights. I think if you want to stay current and on top of trends, you've seen statement tights come into play. But I think these are just so fun and so expressive. Obviously, you don't have to opt out for the colorful tights if you don't want to. We've already seen it kind of come into play with the Gucci tights. Like any like patterned tights, sheer tights with a little bit of like wording, fun little patterns on it, polka dots, checkers, whatever. I think any of those sorts are gonna be very popular in 2022. So I think if you want to stay current and on top of trends this year, statement tights, it speaks for itself. It's stylish, it's fashionable, and there's so many different versions now. I mean, you can go for a simple polka dot one and you would still look cute and trendy. I feel like I didn't get to mention a lot of the trends in 2022 in my trends predictions video just because I didn't want to like prolong the video, but I'm just excited for the trends this year, and I'm just excited to see how everyone's gonna style these trends and kind of incorporate it into their own wardrobe and their own aesthetic. Just so excited for the fashion this year. But that is pretty much it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the topics that I talked about. Let me know down in the comments what you are gonna be wearing in 2022 from the things that I did mention. Obviously, there are so many different trends and styles in 2022 that I didn't get to mention, but again, wear what you want. This is just a couple of things that I personally think if you want to stay current and on top of trends this year, and if you want to modernize your closet just a little bit, even if it's just a piece or two from these trends, I think these types of videos are definitely helpful for those who want to kind of dabble into certain trends but not fully go all the way unless they want to. But again, wear what you want. Your style is what makes you unique, and your style is yours, so wear whatever the hell you want, okay? Thank you again for watching this week's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and go check out all of my social media, my TikTok and my Instagram down on the description box below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!